For more information on VAT and GCC, especially KSA, please subscribe our channel, share the video and comment on it. Thank you. KSA VAT Law. Implementing Regulations. Article 10, Group Registration. 2 or more legal persons may apply to register as a tax group, for VAT purposes in the Kingdom if the following requirements are met. A. Each legal person is resident in the Kingdom and carries out an economic activity. B. 50%, or more of the capital of each legal person, or ownership, or control of 50%, or more of the voting rights or value, in both or all of the legal persons, is held by the same person or group of persons, whether, in any of the foregoing cases, directly or indirectly. C. At least one of the legal persons is a taxable person. Article 11, Application to form a tax group. 1. An application to form a tax group must be made by a taxable person. This person is the representative member of the tax group and will have the primary obligation to comply with the obligations and the rights of the group on behalf of all members of the group without prejudice to the joint liability of the other members of the group. 2. An application to form a tax group must be made using the application form approved by the authority. This form must contain the minimum information on all members of the group as indicated in Article 8 of these regulations. 3. The authority may request that the tax group representative provides any documentation, in electronic or physical form, to verify that the information contained in the application is valid and that the persons are eligible to be registered as a tax group. The representative legal person must be given 20 days, as a minimum, from the date of request to provide this documentation. 4. The authority may refuse an application for registration where the information contained in the application is not valid or the legal persons are not eligible to be registered as a tax group. A notification of refusal must be provided to the person making the application. 5. The tax group establishment takes effect from the first day of the month following the month in which the application is approved or such later date as determined by the authority. 6. If the application is approved, the authority will issue a new tax identification number to the tax group representative on behalf of the tax group, and suspend the existing tax identification numbers of members who are individually registered. Article 12, Amendments to or disbanding of a tax group. 1. In a case where any information originally stated in the application changes, or where any member of the tax group is no longer eligible to form part of the group, notification must be given by the tax group representative within 20 days of the change taking place. 2. A removal of a legal person from the tax group or the disbanding of the tax group arising due to an event set out in the first paragraph of this article will take effect from the date that legal person is no longer eligible to form part of the tax group or from the disbanding date. 3. Subject to the approval of all group members, the tax group representative may file an application on behalf of the group to add new members to the group or to remove existing members from the group or to disband the group or to change the tax group representative. 4. Changes to the tax group resulting from an application described in the third paragraph of this article will take effect from the date the request is made, unless the authority specifies an alternative effective date. 5. In cases where one or more members leaves a tax group, or the group disbands but any individual member remains eligible to be a taxable person in its own right, a new tax identification number will be issued to that member if it had no previous tax identification number before joining the group. In these cases, any such members are not considered to have deregistered, and will be deemed to have a continued registration status. 6. In cases where one or more members leaves a tax group, or the group disbands, and the individual member is not eligible to be a taxable person, that person must deregister, if applicable, with effect from the date it leaves the group or the group is disbanded. Each member of the group remains jointly and severally liable for any tax due upon deregistration and for the rights and obligations of the group when it was a member of the group. 7. The authority may issue a notice to the tax group representative to set aside the effect of the tax group status as applicable to disregard tax on any supplies between members of the group. This notice may have retrospective effect. Such a notice may only be issued where the tax group results or will result in the accrual of a tax advantage which is contrary to the purpose of the law, and obtaining this advantage is one of the principal or main purposes of the group. 8. The authority may issue a notice to two or more persons who are not part of any tax group, but who are eligible to form one together, that they are considered to be in a tax group from any prospective date. Such a notice may only be issued where the registration of each person as a separate taxable person results or will result in the accrual of a tax advantage which is contrary to the purpose of the law.